so I am back again with another best and worst video, but today we're going to be talking about best and worst of hard candy. So I don't have, like my CoverGirl and my Maybelline and Wet n Wild collection was really big. My hard candy collection isn't quite as big. I don't think that I've really branched out to try a ton of their products. I only usually typically go buy the ones that I've heard a lot of good things about, but I do have some duds because I did pick up some of their newer products lately that I wasn't a fan of. I actually was going to do like a new at the drugstore like for hard candy video, but I ended up only picking up like 3 things, so I figured I would just throw them in with this video. So this really has some new products from hard candy in it as well that I'm going to kind of review for you guys. So let's just get into it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is 2 of their setting sprays, and one of them that's been around for I think quite a while is the Fast and Fabulous setting spray. I don't really like this setting spray. I think the mister on it is not very good at all. I use it every once in a while, like if I want to kind of like put it on my brush to make my eyeshadow pop better, but I don't actually typically spray this directly on my face anymore because I just don't like it. Now I did pick up their new Glow makeup setting spray, and they have like a couple other ones that they came out with in this kind of different packaging. They're just different colors. I actually kind of like this. I think it's actually pretty good. It has a good like it has a good sprayer on it. It looks like exactly the same as that Fast and Fabulous one, but it just sprays better, like more evenly. And I think it looks pretty good. I actually reach for this quite often, and I use it quite often because I don't have a ton of them. I don't know if it's like the best. I don't know if it doesn't actually, I wouldn't say it makes my makeup stay on for a super long time. It says 12 hours long wear and hydrating, and I don't know if I agree with the 12-hour mark. I'm not really sure if it actually stays on that long. Now I do like go hunting, and so I'll sweat, or like we go do other things, so I kind of get nasty, but I think it should last a little longer. Okay. The next thing that I have, and this is actually new to me, I'm just going to pull out both of them. So the first thing that's new to me, and I've had it for a little while, is the Hard Candy, and this is the Look Pro Matte Eyeshadow Pro Palette. Once I finally bought this, I was really glad I did, and it was only $10, and you get a lot of shades in here. And I just think that it's a really pretty matte eyeshadow palette. I think some of the shadows are hit or miss, obviously. But I think most of them are very, very good and super pigmented. Some of them are it just depends. But they're actually really nice, and they're pretty creamy for being a matte shadow, like for being matte shadows. I think Hard Candy did an awesome job. If you're looking for a matte shadow palette, this is definitely one that I would look for if I was at the drugstore. I highly recommend it. I think it's really good. Now another one that I think is also really good is this Hard Candy Natural Eyes palette. And this one I've had for so long that I finally decluttered it because it was just really gross. But it has a lot of really pretty shades. But these shadows are really, really good. Like very pigmented. And I was very impressed with it when I bought it. And obviously you can tell I used like the crap out of it because I've like hit pan on quite a few of them. So this is a really nice palette as well. So if you kind of like more shimmery shades, this one has more shimmery shades in it. And they have a couple other ones. I think they have like a smoky one, maybe like a romantic looking one. I can't remember. And then this natural one. And I loved this for the longest time, but I finally decided to pass it on. Let's talk about this foundation. So this is the Hard Candy Glamouflage Foundation. To be completely and utterly honest with you guys, I have actually not even tried this, I don't think. No, I don't think I've actually used this. This is supposed to be a very high coverage foundation, and it is like when you put it on and you rub it in, it is very thick. But sometimes you need a high coverage foundation, so I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. I don't know how if I like it on my skin or not, just because I have not put it on yet. I don't always reach for a very high coverage foundation, so maybe I should use this when I film or something one day and see if I like it. So I don't know quite sure if I like it or not, but I will probably try and do an update on that at some point. The next thing I have is the Hard Candy Pigment Makeup Drops, and I have them in the shade Light. I got these because I always buy foundations that are too dark for me, and I thought that I could mix these in and lighten my foundations. I've actually only used this one time, and I think it did a pretty good job. I'm still kind of trying to figure out like how much I need to add, and the bottle got really nasty though. I don't know how that happened. It's like really weird. So I think that these are actually pretty good. They're so much cheaper than, is it Cover Effects? I think it's Cover Effects that has the Pigment Drops. So much cheaper than Cover Effects. So if you're looking for some, I would go and get some hard candy ones because they're super inexpensive compared to Cover Effects. The next thing I have is a hard candy eyeliner, and this is in the shade, it's a shimmer, and it's in Don't Whine, so it's kind of like a wine color. It's like a deep plummy color. It's really pretty. I bought this because I thought it would be pretty on the lower lash line for Halloween time, like in October month. So I haven't actually given this a shot. It seems pretty nice. I don't actually think it has a ton of shimmer to it like it says it does, but I like the color of it at least. The next thing I have is the Hard Candy Eyeshadow Primer. I got this, I actually think this came with this thing, so I might just put it back in here. It did come in here. I just didn't like that eye primer. I don't think it did a very good job. It's just a cheap eye primer, so I would not recommend buying it if they have like an actual full size of that. The next thing I have, which this is new, and I think that the next two things, and I have one thing that's not new. This is new, and this is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Stick It to Pores primer, and I have a Estee Edit one that I think is really good, and I like that it's easy to to travel with these because they're not liquid products. I just don't think that this does anything to my skin. Like, I don't think it fills in my pores. It's a mattifying pore primer stick. I just don't really think it does much. I don't know. I think that it's kind of a stiff consistency, so I don't really enjoy it very much. I'm still trying it out since I just bought it, so I don't know. But it's not one of my favorite things I don't think you need to run out and buy it, Okay, these two are new to me though. Now, the Hard Candy Prismatic Highlighter in Iridescent Pearl, it's been out for I think a little while, but it's I think kind of new. This is a terror. I hated this. It's a very chalky formula. I don't like it at all. It's got glitter in it. I mean, it's kind of cool how it does like the iridescent thing, but it's a very chalky formula, and I don't like that. The next thing I have, and this one's new, I just got this one probably a month ago, but it's new to the drugstore, and it's the Hard Candy Dust Glow, or is it Just Glow? Just Glow Rose Gold Highlighter. This one's not as bad as the Prismatic highlighter. It's a little bit better. The consistency is not terrible. It's just a very dry formula. I think that it's so weird when you feel something like this versus like the Ofra highlighter that's so incredibly creamy, and then you go and you feel this one, it's just a very hard, it's a hard consistency, and it feels very cheap. But I am going to use this one and see if I like it. I've only used this on my cheeks, I think, or on my, I've only used this on my face once, so I haven't really got to test it out a ton, but overall, like, the consistency is just not the best. It's just, you get what you pay for sometimes, and other times you get more than what you pay for. It just depends on, the product itself. Like, this is the Hard Candy Glow All the Way in Tiki. This is an amazing highlighter, and it's, I think, basically the same price, but it's so much better quality. The formula just feels so much different to me. This is a more, obviously it's kind of more like bronzy shade, but it's such a more creamy formula, and it's a baked bronzer, and it's creamy feeling, and I think that that's odd. Like, most of the time baked products aren't as creamy. Like, I feel like this should be more creamy because it's not a baked product, but I don't know why it's like that. But I do really love this. This is one of my favorite things from Hard Candy. I love it. If you don't have it, you need to run out and buy it. It's awesome. So that was my best and worst for Hard Candy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.